Welcome to the Falls Count Everywhere podcast. We thank all of you joining us for tonight's episode of the Falls Count Everywhere podcast. Before we get underway, we pay honor, tribute, and respect to the greatest nation in the world as we play our national anthem.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for that ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the
And good evening, one and all. It is your Thursday night ritual here live on the Falls Count Everywhere podcast. I am one of your hosts here, Rough Cut Rick Ruby. And to the right of the screen, of course, is from We Talk Wrestling here, the Gem City man, Zmiz. What's going on, Z?
What's going on, my dude?
Boy, today that's a loaded question, man. That is a loaded question today. I'm telling you, man. But before I get into that, I want to announce, man, hey, I thought I fixed this here, but apparently we're going to have a lot of Facebook users that are going to comment here tonight because for the first time here, we are simulcasting here on the We Talk Wrestling page. So, yes. So awesome that we are doing this, and
Yeah,
like I
Corey.
said, yeah, I thought I had fixed this a little bug here with StreamYard and Facebook and everything else, and I guess apparently now that's another. Let's just throw that on top of the pile that I've actually accumulated here this week. Why not? I don't. God, who cares? But hey,
Wouldn't be a false count everywhere podcast if something didn't go wrong.
Right, yeah. Well, not to mention here that a good buddy of mine and kind of toyed with the whole schedule thing this week and to see if he was going to be our featured guest, and I never got a response back after waiting for a deadline, and I got left out in the open. So kind of felt like Jack trying to hang on to the door and Rose just shoved me off,
No room.
Yeah, why you leave a brother hang like that, man? Come on. Jeez. Oh, but that's enough about me, man. Well, I guess I could get luck. Because you and I, we were trying to scramble for dinner here, which
Yes.
Man, and I'll tell you, man, when I try and when you think you're going to have a meal that's going to delivered right, and well, it doesn't. You're missing things. And then of course your side item, like I was hoping my delicious KFC fries would be nice and hot. No, they gave me the stale ones. It's like potato jerky. I'm trying to chew to the.
That sounds disgusting. I mean, I had stale Cheetos, so
Yes,
still better.
I love it. Yeah, thanks, kids, for not knowing how to seal up a bag. Thank you.
Right, yeah.
Oh my Lord. But I'll tell you what though. I mean, I can go on for chicken sandwiches for days, but I had to have KFC spicy chicken sandwich. Everybody wants to rave about Popeyes, everything else. I'll tell you, KFC has got it going on, and of course, Chick-fil-A and everybody else. There's a whole sandwich war going on again, and I'm so glad I don't have to get beat or get something thrown at just so I'm waiting online for a chicken sandwich.
I mean, we're talking like fight downs. Chick-fil-A can go back to the pulpit there. I'm done.
Go back to the pulpit.
I'll take a spicy chicken sandwich for KFC any day of the week. That wins. Ding ding. Round one.
There you go, man. So I'll tell you what. I'm going to throw the ticket here. Now we've got a lot to talk about. I mean, just a lot of we can that we can just discuss. I mean, shows from around the area, and we also got some major headlines that just like came through, like even today, that I want to hit on.
That's funny because like you and I were just talking the other day, like what are we gonna do? Because we didn't have a guest, nothing. We were scrambling kind of thing for like headlines. I'm like, there's nothing really going on in wrestling, like in the big world.
Right.
And then boom, doesn't fail.
I'll tell you what, in the world of professional wrestling, 48 hours is plenty for anything to freaking happen in this industry. I mean, anything can go down. And we kind of want your comments and your thoughts here. If you want to call and chat with us live, you can do so, 314-764-5540. That is our number. If you want to give us a call, that's across the ticker. And hopefully, if you guys want to voice in, especially if we get like a We Talk Wrestling fan that wants to kind of chime in, which also I want to talk about before going deep. This book over here on my left shoulder, Wrestling Next Chase book, you have it. I've got it. Got one personalized myself. Falls Count Everywhere podcast is going to be giving away potentially about 3 of these copies. 2 of them for certain, and how you can obtain a chance to win them is being at the East Carondelet Community Center on Saturday, December 11th, which is our going to be the last show of the year for those there. And we're thanks to the help of SICW and us here, we're going to be giving away 2 copies, and also a 3rd potential copy if we do one of the 2 things here. Okay, those who are watching on We Talk Wrestling, go over to Falls Count Everywhere, like the page. We want to get the likes built up. Also, go over to our YouTube channel, Falls Count Everywhere on the YouTube channel. Go ahead and subscribe to that channel. If we get either 500 likes or 500 total likes on the Falls Count Everywhere Facebook page, or we get 100 subscribers total on the YouTube channel. And it comes December 9th, then we will give away a one of the copies to one of our lucky listeners or watchers here.
Nice.
So that's right. Yeah. So yeah. So yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait for that. You know. And
I'm on like page 35 now, because I'm reading each and every one of these things like over and over again. And Chase and I, my oldest, keep going through and stuff. And oh my God, there's just so much information and just so much wrestling knowledge stuffed in this one little awesome book. I mean, it's not really little, but it's an amazing book.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I've taken a look through here as well. I've looked through some pages here and there. I really haven't gone in sequence, but I've been really meeting some of the guys that are actually featured in this book. Like I said, I'm trying to get all I can personalized here. When I was gone about a couple weeks ago up in Florissant, Missouri, when we had that sit down with Cowboy Bob Orton, I had Cowboy Bob Orton sign my book. I had Herb Simmons sign my book. And actually ran into Frankie D that was actually there that night watching, and he's actually in the book with one of the featured SICW roster members. Had him sign the book. So I'm just trying to bring that all I can and get all the signatures possible on that book. And
I didn't think about that. Like, I got Attila, and then I got Jerry the King Lawler in there on his page.
Oh yeah.
But I didn't think about. I should have got Herb and Frankie D when I saw them. It was spectacular. Man.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I had him sign. I think I got a signature on page 129, if I can remember that. So he's got a decent photo of him there. So yeah, but we're going to be giving away potentially 3 copies of these books, 2 for sure. But you got to be in attendance at the SICW East Carondelet Community Center on December 11th, and we will be giving away 2 copies that night. So,
and then get that up to 100 subscribers on YouTube, and what'd you say, 500 likes altogether?
So 500 total likes on the Falls Count Everywhere podcast page, or 100 total subscribers on the YouTube Falls Count Everywhere podcast channel. So,
okay, good, because I was confused there for a minute. I'm like, why are we doing 500 likes on the YouTube channel?
No, 500 likes. No, likes and subscribers are 2 different things here, Zmiz. Let's get it straight. I'm trying to keep it straight. I'm trying to keep it straight.
Oh, I'm glad we fixed that.
I mean, I'm trying to as much as I can here, man. So, this has been kind of a hectic. This past weekend was kind of hectic a little bit. There's like about 3 shows that went on around the area around here. I will know that, and I will note that there is a new MMWA heavyweight champion. All I can say that there's a lot of controversy in that. So the Butcher, Damian Blade,
wins a win. He won.
Yeah, wins a win. Well, if you can go to Outside the Ring STL, they've actually got a whole link to the entire match there if you want to watch it.
Ooh.
And if you take a look at the ending, you'll see what I mean by controversy.
Then the record book is a win.
Yeah, well, I mean, the reckoning pulls off. I mean, it's kind of like pulling off a bank heist when we were working with the reckoning. So it's
if it works, it works, right?
Yeah, I guess so. No change in championships over in Illinois Elite Wrestling. Playboy Double H and Douglas O'Shea defended the titles and won against Tommy Davis and Kenny White. And so apparently Chaos was a no-show, apparently due to someone says back spasms, but
poor guy.
Well, you got to carry all that weight around. I know about something like that, so who knows? Carry somebody else around, that kind of makes it even worse.
Speaking of all these title changes, I don't see extra gold in your office there, buddy.
Well, let me tell you. I had a battle with Gary Jackson last Saturday night, and before I get to that, Corey, Team Meatloaf.
Terrible Corey.
O'Shea's gonna kill you, dude.
O'Shea rules, and you know it.
Wow. That's something. Well, let me say this. I didn't get pinned. and I did not submit, but Gary still has the belt. So he got. We were going about maybe 8 or 10 minutes into the match, and he was catching on fire. We were both going back and forth, and he got me real good on a good fire. Drop kicked me. I went out the ring and went on the side where that nice Central States title was, and I decided to kind of take a look at it, grab onto it, and I was backing up to the ring, and Gary decided to grab my shoulder. I didn't know who was grabbing me, so I just went around and spun with the belt. I accidentally hit him in the head. So,
man, accidents happen. That shouldn't be a disqualification or anything, should it? It's just an accident.
Well, the ref was right there. The ref didn't really see everything in particular, so I got disqualified. At that point, I got mad, and I just threw the belt in the ring and proceeded to hit Gary a few more times and leave him lay, and threw the belt over him and left. So,
the real winner, right?
Yeah. Well, like I say, you got to leave the champ. I mean, I can't take no one can take the title on a DQ, but at least on something like that. So, I mean, so Gary is still the Central States champion. Will I get another shot? I don't know. But I mean, I would like to have. Yeah, there we go. Thank you, Mr. Lilly. Yes. So don't disqualify me on an accident. That's right.
Not on an accident.
Sorry, practice makes perfect. I'm not going to try that again. I'm just saying. I'm not trying it again, man. Holy crap.
So, fill us in about the world title match, too. With,
oh, yes. That's right. Attila Khan and the Human Wrecking Ball, Pete Madden. Well, let's just say Mr. Madden had a bargain more than he asked for. And Attila Khan, the match got bloody within the first 5 minutes. And it wasn't Attila getting bloody, of course. So, there you go.
I mean, anyone who goes up against Attila is going to have a match for him. And there's Mr. Damian Blade right now chiming in.
There you go. The new WWE heavyweight champion, Damian Blade. There you go.
From me, Zmiz, to you, Damian Blade, hats off, my friend. Get it done when you got to get it done. A W is a W. It doesn't matter how you get there.
So he is the best. Now Corey's trying to start trouble with trying to start with something. I'm wanting to try to start something, man. Oh, God. Oh, but no, Attila, well, let's just say Mr. Madden was in a neck brace the next day. And, yeah, it was rough. It was rough going. He had that clutch on for quite a while. So, he did, and the referee, I don't know, the referee chose not to do anything. He didn't overturn the decision or nothing. He was just trying to get Travis Cook was playing to the referee and finally got Madden off. He had that clutch on for at least a good minute. And trust me. Yeah. Well, I mean, with that clutch on and when it's around your neck and you're holding the carotid artery against your neck on both sides, both sides, arteries on both sides. I mean, it was kind of bad.
The thing about it is I still can't believe there's people biting at the bit to get to Attila. Like, I don't understand that. Like, I get that if you win and you get that goal and you get that title away from you, you get to hold your head is super high in victory over Attila Khan, of all people. But trying to fight that man and what I've seen that man can do, I don't know if my grapefruits are big enough to do that. I don't think so, Ruby.
No, I don't think so. Well, here's the thing. Right now, if you're in the SICW locker room, you have to decide one of two things. One, how bad do you want to be SICW Classic Champion? And two, are you willing to go through the hell to get to it? Because people don't know how devastating Attila can be. I mean, you got to remember back in the fairground show, Belleville Clare Fairgrounds, at the Spectacular, he defeated Haku in a street fight, pretty much. This is no disqualification, and the match was more outside the ring than it was inside the ring, and I knew it was going to be.
I don't even think the match started in the ring. That was about it.
And then, of course, entered inside the ring. And
I don't remember that. I just remember the blood and the devastation that those two gentlemen and I hold that word loosely, actually, gentlemen, because they weren't being gentlemen, that's for sure, that night.
Yeah. So no, it's the whole thing is that, you know, I mean, that particular battle, I mean, God, until they got put through a table by Haku, and he still managed to get up throughout the match and still take advantage and beat Haku still. So what does that tell you? I mean, seriously, the guy has, the guy's got a lot of gall, man. I mean, that's all I can say. I mean, but no, Attila is still champion. And I'm going to try to see if I can get my my program here because I'm trying to get our upcoming shows here, or at least some of them anyway. But no, the tag titles were defended. We still have the SICW tag team champions are still Flash Flanagan and the New Breed Jason Breed are still there. So the guy, I think they defeated Ken Casa and Waco. Apparently Chris Hargis was a no-show, and we are still wondering about that. So could there be complications in the TCO camp?
Oh God, I hope not.
You know, what's going on with Chris Hargis? I mean, Chris Hargis is a former classic champion. You know, he's got his own he's got his own resume as well, you know, as far as competitors that he can go through. So, but hey, while I get this figured out here, I know that there's one show coming up this weekend, and we're going to play the video, and we're going to be right back on that. So, hey, tune into this here real quick from American Championship Wrestling. Hey, it's American Championship Wrestling this coming Saturday in Mountain Grove, Missouri. So let me make sure.
I'm listening to you.
Okay, yeah, I just want to make sure I still got you here. That's all right.
No. Something flashed over my news. Just put it that way. I'm making sure that it is correct what I just saw. Because I'm not happy what I just read. Literally not happy.
Well, yeah. Well, we'll get to that here in just a few minutes. Hang on to that here. But I just want to let everybody know, November 20th, this Saturday, ACW is in Mountain Grove, Missouri, which is southwest part of the part of the state, close to Kabul and outside of east of Springfield. But if you decide to take a road trip, now I will say, you have to be 21 and over to be at this, because it is at a bar, and there's going to be a lot of wild and crazy people there. So it's going to be pretty much an alcohol fueled show, and
best logo still, best logo that monkey holding the beer, perfect. That's gonna be a good show.
And yeah, I got a bunch of I'm going to entertain a bunch of drunken monkeys. So yeah, that's great.
I wouldn't say that out loud like that. That sounds weird.
But no, hey, but a lot of people are going to be there, including my newly formed tag team, the Lime Express, with the judge in my corner, and Playboy Double H, new ACW champion once again, 3-time champ. Miss High will be there, and a host of others. So $10 for tickets at the door, and that's certainly going to be a wild time. Now, here's the big one, and this was kind of going back to Attila here. Attila, I believe, at this point, has a shot of getting this NWA World's Championship. And the reason I say is this. We've already gone down why he's on a hot streak right now. He's been more determined than ever. And a couple weeks ago, Trevor Murdoch got his knock blocked off by Mike Knox inside of a cage. Really bad.
Really?
Off an NWA Power. And so think of it this way. Before he faces Mike Knox on December 4th at Hard Times 2 in NWA, he's got to contest with Attila Khan December 1st. And this is in Sunset Hills, which is in South St. Louis County at the corner of Lindbergh Boulevard and Watson Road. You see the programs here. So Trevor Murdoch will be and this is actually the first title defense since he's won the title here in St. Louis, which is surprising to me. So he's had that title for 3 months. He's not defended it. So he's going to defend it for the first time against Attila Khan. And that is something in itself. So it's December 1st, Wednesday night. Autographs will begin at 5 p.m. for all the legends. They're going to have Gerald Briscoe there, a former, brother to Jack Briscoe, of course, who was NWA World Champion. Of course, Cowboy Bob Orton will be there. Great local legend around here, and also Hall of Famer Ron Powers will be there. Yeah. And then, of course, the induction of these three great men that made St. Louis wrestling what it was in the great era. Sam Munchnick, Larry Matisick, Mickey Garagiola, they all will be inducted into the St. Louis Sports Hall of Fame. Their families will be there and accepting on behalf of their honor. And it was announced apparently over the weekend that I will be in action, and I will be facing the Big Texan one more time. So I'm hoping to have some other tricks up my sleeve to kind of take over the Texan here on that night. So we'll see what happens here. But 10709 Watson Road in St. Louis, 63127. You can go to stlshof.com or sicw.org to purchase your tickets. First 3 rows is considered ringside. Those are $50. General admissions $25. Children 12 and under are $10. And of course, there are VIP tables available there as well. So go to stlshof.com for more info about the event, or go to sicw.org to buy tickets. And
Jessica, come on, don't be disrespecting Ruby like that. Come on.
What the heck? Come on. What?
What? We like you.
Oh,
gosh. I'm always in your corner, Ruby. I'm always in your corner. No, I won't do that. I was going to say I'd take one of those Lariats for you, but no, that's not going to happen. Sorry.
No, dude, no. I'll tell you. No, he faced Marlon McDarby that night, and someone was coming back and say, hey, did someone see Marlon McDarby's head go back here behind the curtain? Or, I mean, he really, really put it to him. So there we go. I love this Judge Shipster. The bikers are going to love the judge. They better... Or at least I better get some protection, because sometimes my mouth seems to eat me alive. So there we go. IWA Productions here, Pro Wrestling, September 27th in Mount Vernon. Oh, no, November 27th, not September. I'm not talking. That's a typo. Check your dates. It's November 27th. I may even think about going down to IWA, because there's actually 2 ladies matches there. One particular women's wrestler I'm interested in seeing is Cassandra Golden. She's a really good talent. And then, of course, the Survivor Style Series match. And who knows? It's actually a good place down there. IWA Productions is actually not a bad place, because right next to that event center, is a restaurant called the Ringside Buffet. So it is a wrestling-themed restaurant.
We need more of that stuff around here. I want to do a wrestling bar so
right?
bad. I want to make a wrestling themed bar so bad.
Yeah. I mean, so IWA Productions, man, they're going to have it going on November 27th. So make sure to go follow IWA Productions on Facebook. And I believe like front row seats are like $10, I believe. Oh yeah, we will here in a minute. But
yeah, Corey, we'll get there.
We're going to talk about some other things here, Corey. I see your comment.
Can I break some news real quick? Like, I don't know if anyone else has seen it. Like, I'm biting at the bit right now because I am so mad at WWE. Like, at this moment, WWE might just lose a fan. Like, and I'm not really going to because I'll probably like stop watching for a week. But
oh my god, this got to be bad if it's because you know how I feel about WWE. So if this is really making you mad, this has got to be something major then.
One of my favorite. Oh my god, another. Oh my god. Okay.
Uh-oh. This has got to be big.
Just down the pipe, John Morrison, Johnny Drip Drip himself, has just been released from contract from WWE. And here's the one that's really biting me so hard right now. They just released last time in the cuts, B-Rab from Hit Row.
Wow.
I hate to say this, but WWE has just lost one of the greatest factions they could put together of great, talented young men and a woman. Hit Row has all been released from their contract right now.
All of Hit Row?
All of Hit Row. Top dollar.
My. What?
How do you lose Swerve? I don't understand. Oh my God, I don't get it, bro. How do you have such a great, talented young man? And Top Dollar was so damn good on the mic. And the guy could go for, like, how do you let these guys go like this that legitimately could do something for your company? And people were getting invested in. I don't understand it. I'm not behind the bike, so I don't know. But, oh my God, I'm so mad right now. I'm so mad.
Dude, I don't blame you, dude. God, that is crazy. Well, first off, Morrison was given a crap gimmick to begin with. I'm sorry. Him grabbing his drip stick and then shooting water everywhere in a provocative place. I'm sorry. That's not pushing the envelope. So that gimmick was dumb, and he was going to be doomed from the beginning. He was eventually was going to be doomed. So thank you very much, Mr. Parker. Like I said, just stupid. Thank you.
I mean, I'm not even a fan of John Morrison that much. So, like, I'm just mad that, like, a guy like him, he is very talented. So I've never really bought into him. I am a Miz fan. I've never seen – the only time I liked Morrison is when those two were together. And when you had them together doing the comedy stuff and that heelish stuff, it worked great. Johnny wasn't going anywhere else where the drip gimmick, and I agree with you 100%. But to let a guy that literally has proven himself – not only in your own company, but then went to Impact Wrestling, went to Mexico, went to Lucha Underground. Like, this man has went to other companies and proven himself to be a commodity, and you let him go. And then you let go 3 amazing, young, talented men. I will never understand it. I will never understand it.
I mean, I don't get it. Of course, I never got the whole concept. I'm sorry, brother. I still don't get the concept of the NXT 2.0, but I mean, I still haven't gotten around to watching some of these guys that, you know, Braun Breaker I should be watching, Tommaso Ciampa I should be watching, and try to watch a few other things. I mean, I know I need to, but I can't get over this whole kaleidoscope atmosphere that they put NXT through, like a big whole freaking graffiti rainbow shooter. And just spit it out. Like, there you go. But hey,
Miz ain't
has
going
a job.
Yeah, Miz ain't going nowhere. If the day that Miz gets released from WWE, I will be dumbfounded because it is supposedly, from everything I've read, and this is because I will admit it to everybody under the sun, I am a Miz mark through and through. I would kiss the ground the man walked on. Like, if I could meet him, I'd be the happiest man alive because I am a huge fan of Mike Mazzana. But it is rumored backstage, and it's been said numerous times. You can see it in like multiple documentaries that have been put out or things that Vince is a big fan of The Miz. So I don't see Miz ever going anywhere, and I think he's proved himself 100% to them. But it's just, like I said, I don't understand why. I mean,
Take that trade. Take that trade off.
100%. Yes, I'm with you 100%. Not Morrison. Maurice is, God, I would take a French kiss DDT from him on any day of the week.
Yeah. So what do you think about this now about it going back to Hit Row? AEW bound eventually, or do you think it's they should just disband?
If it was up to me, and everybody always wants everybody to go to AEW, and I don't understand why. Like, we just saw, God dang it, what's the big Australian dude that was in NXT that got released? Bronson Reed just debuted in New Japan over the weekend. I personally think that was the best damn fit for him ever. Now give me a Bronson Reed Jeff Cobb match tomorrow, and I'm buying that pay-per-view 100%. Like, you put that on a card and it's sold for me.
Right.
I would really like to see Hit Row show up in TNA Impact. I really would. Also, Hit Row would be really good for NWA, actually, because my boy JTG's down there.
Oh, right. Yeah. People keep forgetting. I mean, there's more things other than AEW. I mean, besides AEW yet. We know that AEW is on the rise. We just
very
know
much
that.
so.
I mean, Tony Khan, I mean, the most compassionate. I mean, the guy seems really compassionate, really understanding what the fans are really trying to bring the value of professional wrestling back to inside the square circle. Not this whole entertainment stuff, because I'm telling you, man, I'm really finding it hard to just watch even a promo on Raw or SmackDown. It is so like rehearsrsed. It's so I'm trying to find the words for it. But when you cut right to the announcer, you cut the little CG's or the interviewer's name, and then they do this whole little intro. Then they cut to the person that they're going to do the interview with, and then they do a whole little head bobs and everything else, like about a few minutes, generated sound effects, and then pan back, and then talk about something that's so scripted. Nothing feels organic in WWE anymore. And the reason is it's not, because everything is script. I cannot stand a script. Jesus, give me something without a script. I mean, come on.
The worst part about it is, to some of our, some of the rumors is that some of the guys are actually not scripted. So like guys like Big E and those guys they get bullet pointed, not full scripted. Yeah. So when you're letting those guys, but then these other guys that are getting released that have the talent and are really pushing and pursuing, and like I'm a huge NXT fan, so NXT 2.0 for me is, I don't like the look of it. I hate the look of it. But what keeps me intrigued with it is some of the characters they're developing. And there's just some awesome talent down there that I really have been behind, back in the indie days when they were on the indie scene. So I think that's why I'm a diehard NXT guy, because Tommaso Ciampa has been one of my favorites since I watched him in Chikara, and he was grabbing Joey Ryan's dick, and they're doing the dick train and stuff.
Oh God, I so hate.
I'm not saying it was good.
Yeah, Joey Ryan is trash. I do not like the guy either.
I'm not saying it was good, Ruby. I'm not saying it was good.
God, he blows.
I know what happened before the dick train, and Tommaso just kicking people and just the way he had that brutal punches and stuff. It just reminded me of that psycho killer that Triple H once was, or how I'm trying to think of wrestlers now that had that persona style.
No, my philosophy on promos, right?
Yeah. And that's the thing is, I just don't understand, why do you need to have these guys hold so, when the Attitude Era worked so well, it's because it was just go out there and do it.
Right, exactly. Just go out there. Here's the thing: if you want, what really started good promos is actually territories that were in the Mid-Atlantic and Southeast and everything else. Georgia Championship Wrestling, Mid-Atlantic, and everything else. And eventually became up the sole point of NWA in the 80s. And when you had the whole World Championship Wrestling syndicated broadcast shows from TBS from 84 going all the way to 88, even with those podium interviews, Those guys had bullet points to talk about. They let everything flow. It took no more than maybe 1, maybe 2 minutes. I mean, God, Flair had so many of them, and Flair came up with so many different styles and formats of his promo. I mean, it was natural for him. But they don't teach these guys anything. It's like, I bet down at the Performance Center, they teach these guys, hey, did you remember to say this in your script? You know, come on.
So another release just got scrolled down. One of my personal favorite comedy wrestlers, the great Drake Maverick, Rockstar Spud just got released. So there's another.
Boy, do not get me started on why I hate Joey Ryan. Do not get me started. I'm sorry. The whole thing, I guess. I mean, if you like comedy, if you like so much comedy inside the ring, if Joey Ryan's probably your guy, especially when the referee gets accidentally knocked out and he's calling for somebody to throw him something, and next thing you know, here comes a White Claw thrown to him, and he's shoving it down the ref's back or down the back of the throat. Next, about 5 seconds later, the ref kicks up and then decides to go and hits the ropes and does a freaking somersault plunge over the ropes to everybody on the outside. I mean, what the point? What is that? I mean, and trust me, the whole thing with Joey Ryan and even some with Priscilla Kelly. If you knew about the spot where Priscilla Kelly brought a couple years back,
pull their tampon out,
was disgusting. I'm sorry. That is gross. That's no need for professional wrestling. I don't care. You're not going to whip out a freaking a tampon that's been colored in red Sharpie or something, and you're going to go smack somebody with it thinking that it's actually a used one. That is gross. Don't do it. It's sickening. God, I swear I probably could. If I would have saw that live, I probably would have threw up on somebody in the row in front of me, because that is just sorry. That's just so bad. It's just so bad. Yeah,
I mean, I agree with we need a blend. We need a blend of the two, in my opinion. I love old school just storytelling and the old school, like the one thing about wrestling today that is missing, in my opinion, and even in AEW sometimes you're seeing more of it in AEW though now. NWA is doing really good. SICW did really good about it, and I saw it there. But old school in-ring storytelling,
right?
I miss the days where they're working over a leg, working over an arm piece, working over the chest. Like that's something that wrestling today as a whole just misses the cue on, in my opinion. You can have all the promos you want backstage, and you can do all that and develop this character all you want. But if you're not giving me a realistic performance in that ring of that working of the leg, of that working of the ankle, Bob Backlund used to do that toe twist thing that he did when he spun the ankle, when he'd get ready for the
Yeah, well, I mean, there was a spinning toe hold. I mean, there's a few guys that did, Dory Funk Jr. did it, and then there's a guy in the 80s. There's a guy in the 80s that did it, that came up through Texas and went into the NWA, was Al Perez. Al Perez did a spinning toe hold as well. And it's just the way that you're executing the move over and over again, but it's just the torquing every time you turn it. It's the way that you're torquing of the ankle and the toes. And it's just the way in the angle that, and trust me, it's something that's very believable. Trust me. So, yeah, I mean, it's just, let's see. Pay attention to what's going on before your match. Exactly. Are cookie cutters of each other. That's right. Well, yeah, you can't have cookie cutter matches. Pay attention to the fans. You should have a vocabulary of what of moves that you can do and what you can do with a certain guy. I mean, that's your part of being a professional wrestler. Somebody asked me the other day, professional wrestling or sports entertainment? I'm like, get out of my face. You should know the answer to that.
They're asking you if you were, or what was the context of that question to you?
It was just that. I think it was probably on a poll. I saw it on a poll. It was like, which do you prefer? Professional wrestling or sports entertainment? I'm like, do not even
all day professional wrestling.
Yeah.
It's not even a question.
Get me started. Please don't get me started. I mean, I'm already feel like I'm worked up as enough. I mean, heck, I mean, my damn freaking delivery driver forgot my freaking drink. So no, sorry.
And your jerky fries. Can't believe you called it jerky fries. That's never going to get out of my head now.
Yeah, potato jerky. Yeah, hey, potato jerky.
That's so disgusting.
It's kind of knock an eye out with it. Wow. So was there? So releases so far.
That's it. It's Drake Maverick, John Morrison, Top Dollar, Swerve Scott, and oh god dang it, I can't remember the other cat's name that's in Hit Row.
Yeah, but basically all of them. Sorry, Lily. When you order something and it's supposed to come to you hot, sorry, brother. Man, stay safe on the road, by the way, Mr. Lily. And don't deprive yourself.
Adonis.
I don't care what the corporation says.
Adonis, right?
Yeah.
Yes. God, those three guys are just so good together, and it looked like they were actually having fun. That's the sad part. You had guys that were telling it, let's say if it is scripted or not. I don't know because I'm not behind stage. But if it is, you could tell those three gentlemen were having fun with what they were given in the script.
Yeah.
And that's what made them infectious. Because they believed what they were doing.
Yep. Yeah, I know. Well, let's kind of segue into a little bit of here because you might have posted it some on the We Talk Wrestling page, and some of our viewers and listeners need to hear this as well. And the thing I want to kind of talk about is possibly of erasing of legacies. And we got the news of one just recently, just today, of one of the greatest of all time getting totally wiped out from WWE's database, and that's none other than the Nature Boy Ric Flair. I'm going to say this whole thing was all started with this whole plane ride from hell episode of Dark Side from the Ring. And let me tell you, even before this aired, this whole matter between Flair and this stewardess or whatever, this was settled out of court already. This shouldn't even been brought up again. This was ridiculous. And WWE knows about this. They think that they're hearing new material, or, they went ahead and interviewed this woman with rehashing of everything else again. I mean, why? Why do it? And Flair had and I know of one booking that he had to let go of. He's let go of several more when that episode went out. I mean, thank God it didn't go out before NWA 73, or else he probably wouldn't have been there to present Trevor Murdoch the NWA World's title when he won it. I mean, the media just needs to put a bag of ice on their groin and just chill out with trying to just defecate on everybody's legacy, because now you got Vince here that's trying to just totally crap him out. Now, my only thing here is this. Where do you see the, because we've talked about on a couple shows before about how Charlotte Flair is being perceived behind stage. Now you got this happening. So what's in store now, you think, for Charlotte Flair?
I'm still holding out on her being the big female jump. I really do. Like, people keep saying, Zach, you're wrong. She hasn't made in WWE, blah, blah, blah. She hasn't made. You have numerous wrestlers behind the scene, female-wise, that are starting to speak out against her and speak out against her antics, her ways, and now they're speaking out against her father too, and their thoughts on him. Now, on the Ric Flair thing, I'm going to tell you right now, I do believe in you reap what you sow. So Ric Flair is one of my favorite wrestlers. It's never going to change. So what happened, and I stay away from this is the exact reason I stay away from Dark Side of the Ring. Like, as much as I want to watch that stuff and learn a little bit more, I don't want to know the shitty stuff. I really don't. Like, I want that mystique to still be there. I want it to stay there. So I stay away from Dark Side of the Ring.
Yeah.
But with that being said, like, you can't erase a legacy like Ric Flair. They tried to do it to Hogan. And I'm just going to point out right now, Hogan's back in the the WWE fold. So I don't see it being a Longstead thing. I think it is just like, hey, WWE's doing one of those. We're just going to break ties with you for right now and let it blow over. And then once that time comes back around, we'll bring you back into the fold like they do every other thing. Look at Chris Benoit for that same thing. Now, he's not mentioned by name in some things, but his matches are finally up on Peacock and stuff. Like, so eventually it's going to happen where you have to bring it back in because it's fucking Ric Flair.
Yeah, right. I know. Just like it's Hogan. And we all know Hogan was caught, on video talking with Brooke and saying some slurs that should have not been repeated by any human being. So, So WWE should have known what they're getting themselves into by doing him dirty now, what he's done, and they need to make a bridge and get over it. Well, I think they should too. They should have never taken him off. I'm sorry. You can't take off Ric Flair. Ric Flair is like one of the predominant names in professional wrestling history because he will be mentioned everywhere else. He'll be mentioned in NWA. He'll be mentioned in AEW. He'll be mentioned anywhere else.
Here's the thing I think some fans are missing the cue on with it. And if I'm not mistaken, WWE still is in a class lawsuit against like the Ashley what was her last name? The wrestler Ashley. She passed away and committed suicide.
Oh, Ashley Mazzaro?
Yeah. So I think that there's still people trying to pursue them on the sexual assault stuff that happened with her within the WWE when they're overseas. So I have a feeling the reason WWE is pulling this trigger of pulling back is because of that stuff, which, you got to look at a business standpoint. You have to do this kind of stuff sometimes. It's not going to last, guys. Once again, it's Ric fucking Flair. You can't pull one of the greatest legacies, if not the greatest legacy in professional. That's like, he's literally one of the four pinnacles of wrestling.
Yeah, I know. You've got race. And that's another thing. If you had to make your own Mount Rushmore of a professional wrestling history, which four heads go up on your Mount Rushmore wrestling? I could think of two right off the bat.
Like all time?
I would have to say all time, yeah.
Stone Cold, Ric Flair, Hulk Hogan, and Bruno Sammartino.
Yeah.
That is my all-time four heads of wrestling. That is, to me, the four pillars of the industry.
Yeah, you got to think how the industry built up and how it would have carried on to today. So mine would have been Ric Flair, Harley Race, Hulk Hogan, Andre the Giant. That's my four. Because Andre was an icon in himself too.
Oh, but Andre's like one of those wrestlers that kind of dwarfs. He's one of those guys, in my opinion, that dwarfs the industry almost. No wrestler is bigger than the wrestling. What was he?
So it might be an ACW Dark Side of the Ring after the Saturday at the Drunken Monkey.
It's terrible. It's terrible shit.
Oh shoot, that's funny. Oh,
but with Andre, like, the man was literally larger than life. Like he's to him and Undertaker are two wrestlers, in my opinion, that just dwarf the wrestling world. You can't remake those kind of characters. You can't redevelop those kind of characters. You can't redevelop the storylines those two guys were in. Like, there's nothing about those guys you can really see rehashed, per se.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. It's hard to kind of determine what do you think who really made the business, and
I agree with that.
But think of it this way: when we know about the whole history of making it big, we know, Croc and the whole NWA territories and how Jim Crockett was buying up all these territories, Mid-Atlantic, Georgia, even down UHF. I'm like UWF, UHF. Yeah, I'm an idiot. But anyway, but then this was a make or break with up in the Northeast with WWF, with WrestleMania, and if that didn't go through, if that was not a huge success, the company probably could have shut down. I mean, literally could have shut down. And they were going for about what, I don't know. I mean, WWF's been around since what, 62, 63, something like that. But Hogan was in there. Hogan was on that card. Andre was on that card. You had Piper. You had with Orndorff and even with Bob Orton. I mean, a lot of greats on there. Ricky Steamboat was on there. Tito Santana, Greg Valentine, Junkyard Dog. A lot of those guys had to do a spectacular event where everybody popped, and they did down at the Garden. And I'm
trying to look up WWE's how long they've been around. Yeah,
make sure they didn't erase anything when they actually started. Oh, shots fired! Shots fired!
New release, by the way. Tegan Knox has been just released from WWE.
Oh, for God's sakes! Oh, yeah. Goodbye, Tegan.
another, and okay. So talk about people that I want to see in AEW. Hell yeah.
She is a good talent. Yes. She is an awesome talent. I thought her and Shotzi were going to make a good lasting tag team, but I guess they never keep tag teams.
Like, I really didn't. I'm not a Shotzi fan, but I'm like, her and Tegan, that could be actually really good. Like, I might get sold on this. And no, can't do that. But back to what you were saying about Charlotte Flair, about like, do we see? I see her being the jump. I see her being the big. And when I say big star, to make like some people can make the argument that Jon Moxley was the big star to jump over to AEW. I don't feel that way.
No.
I don't feel like we've seen the big jump yet. I don't even think Daniel Bryan was the big jump yet. Like, CM Punk wants to be ballsy and say that him and Daniel going in there's like Scott Hall and Kevin Nash jumping ship and going to WCW. No, dude, sit down, shut up. You're wrong. As much as I'm a Punk fan and I'm a big CM Punk fan, he is completely wrong with that statement, in my opinion. We have not yet seen that big jump. We have not seen. I will give CM Punk this. He could be almost the equivalent to Macho's jump back to WCW. I'll give him that.
Yeah.
But he is nowhere ever going to be the forming of one of the greatest factions of all fucking time. Like, you did not tick the radar that much, brother. I hate to say that to you.
Yeah. So, yeah, what is wrong with Vince releasing all the good ones? What is that man smoking? I sure like to know what bowl he's hitting to at 75 years old, making all these calls and taking over NXT with Bruce Pritchard. And that's another legacy that we've questioned about that I've seen. Maybe I think it was on Outside the Ring STL. Trying to erase Triple H's legacy of what he did with NXT and all this other crap. This is crap. I'm sorry. It's like you can't erase history. You can't. People are going to come back and they're going to find exactly what's happened, with all these guys, And there's another reason for this too, I believe, Z. For all of this, there's a reason.
They're selling.
So they're not making the revenue. They're not making the revenue. And they want to no. And they blamed that 18 talent member list of releases of why they cut because they due to budget cuts. No, you didn't make your budget because your product sucks. That's why you cut 18 people, and now you're cutting at least 4 or 5 more. Give me a break, dude. I mean, come on. You've got better talent that's at your doorstep right now. That you're competitive. That is your competition right now, WWE. Whether you like it or not, whether you like to recognize it or not. Some of these other people say, "Hey, no, AEW's not they're not up there yet with WWE, but they're going to get there. No, they're coming up on the doorstep, and they're going to sneak in like a thief in the night, and they're going to rob them of ratings.
They ain't sneaking. They're literally smacking WWE in the face right now. When it comes to how they're doing, there's no sneaking around. WWE's so blind to other companies, and that's gonna be their downfall. It's gonna eventually be their downfall. And they have great talent. They have great talent guys there, and girls. There's so many good female talents in that industry there in WWE, and they're not getting it. They're not.
Yeah, I know. No, they're not. So,
or they know something we don't know.
Apparently so. So that's a total of 6 superstars released. All of Hit Row, John Morrison, Drake Maverick, and now Tegan Knox. So WWE's highest paid wrestlers are Brock Lesnar at $12 million, John Cena at $8.9 million, Roman Reigns at $5 million, Randy at $4 million, well deserved. AJ Styles at $3 million, Seth Rollins at $3 million, Miz at $2 million, Undertaker at $2 million, Kevin Owens is at $2 million. Wait a minute. Undertaker at $2 million? What the hell does he do?
$2.5 million is what Undertaker makes a year.
For what?
To be a spokesman. He's a spokesman now.
Oh my God.
And Dolph Ziggler at $1.6 million. Okay, so let's look at this. There's 3 guys specifically, and I'm including Undertaker, and you can't take away his legacy. I'm not here to erase his legacy. But you have 3 guys that are making $22 million a year.
Vince, there's a problem there.
And you're taking away these guys that are literally could be the future. I just don't understand. Like, I'm a Brock Lesnar fan, but $12 million? $12 million?
Yeah,
Seriously?
I'm sorry. When you're a payroll hog, you automatically become off my fan list, off my favorites list. It's like, what the hell do you do in the ring besides suplex and throw people around in the ring for like 5 minutes? God, I can't. Was Goldberg on that list, by the way?
Goldberg is not on that list.
Thank freaking God. At least they've done one thing right.
According to this list, Dolph Ziggler makes more money than Goldberg. Thank God.
Oh, my God. I was going to say Goldberg, That's right. He's lost his time. He needs to say bye-bye and retire. Vince is 75 years old. I don't know what he's hanging on to. I don't know why they just won't hand it over. Because of that. Because when you take your last breath on earth, what else can you do? Someone has to take the reins. So, and I agree, Dolph Ziggler can actually work. Dolph Ziggler, he is one of my favorite workers in WWE. I'm sorry.
I will have to say this, too. Dolph Ziggler is not only one of the best in-ring workers, he's one of the best goddamn sellers I've ever seen, ever in wrestling.
Oh, Dolph can put on a show. That's when he says he can steal the show, he's not lying. He's not lying. He's definitely a show stealer, that's for sure. So, now I don't see this happen. I saw this up here, Lily. NWO style, John WB, Randy Orton, and John Cena going to AEW. I don't see that happening.
I don't see either of those gentlemen ever going to AEW.
No.
I think Randy's made a comment. If he ever is done with wrestling, he's just leaving. He doesn't want anything other than just being a WWE. If I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. I thought I've read that before.
Well, Randy is he's approaching, I think he's like 40, approaching 41 years old.
Right.
What else is Randy there to do? He's been there since like 2002.
You have to give the man credit for, everybody used to say he buried people. He wouldn't put people over. That man is putting over so many young talent now at his age. Like, you can't, but hats off that man. In my opinion.
Right. And But even with like some of these long tenure guys in WWE, which you wouldn't see them going anywhere else. I mean, even if they did go anywhere else, they would still have that WWE dark shadow casted over them no matter what they try to do into another promotion. It's always going to be, well, you were this for so long, you're a Super Cena, or you've always been the Viper, or something like that. It's like, what else can you do with a guy?
I mean, I'd pay to see Okada versus Cena too. Just saying. I'd pay to see Orton versus Omega.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, exactly.
That's a clash of styles right there, bro.
Dude, yeah, that is, but it would definitely would be a seller. But dude, what about just to segue just real quick, man, because I wanted to get to this. But what about AEW Full Gear? This past Saturday. We got a new AEW World Champion, dude, with Hangman.
Oh my God, that pay-per-view was so much fun to watch from front to back, and so enjoyable, so refreshing. And some of the matches I didn't even care about, really. I've made it numerously known that I am not a Buck fan. I'm not an Adam Cole fan.
Super kids.
But their match with Christian and the Jungle Express had me literally on the set. Like, those men really put it out there. And I hats off all 6 guys. Hats off Christian for still, like, that man. I'm sorry. Christian is one of the most underrated, underappreciated professional wrestlers in the industry. And I don't understand why. Like, but he's doing wonders with the younger guys over there. I really think he's been mentoring Jungle Boy very well. I like how Tony Khan – this is one thing about AEW that I really, really appreciate. Kind of like how you and I are here. You're the older guy that has the knowledge and has that understanding of the wrestling business, and you've taken a scummy little kid like myself under your wing. And it really feels like that's what Tony Khan's doing with some of the older wrestlers. He's putting them in positions like Sting. We don't see Sting really do much, but really help develop the Darby Allin character. And you see Christian doing the same thing with, even though Christian's still wrestling and still putting on amazing performances, I think him being partnered with Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy, you've seen things start to click in Jungle Boy's head where that kid's going to be the future of that company, in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's definitely a good talent. The Jungle Express, I mean, that's kind of a cool, that's definitely a fan favorite of a tag team for with AEW. I mean,
I can't wait to see Luchasaurus turn heel and just become like this monster that's destroying everybody. Like,
tear Jungle Boy to pieces,
dude. Like, it could happen. I think, I'm not saying he could be like Undertaker and Kane, but I think he could have his persona could carry on kind of just like those too. You know what I'm saying? Are you feeling what I'm understanding? Like, people say that gimmick's not going to go anywhere after they break up. I don't necessarily believe that. I really, like, people didn't think the Undertaker gimmick was going to work at all. Like, if that man really develops it more and gets it, I think it could be a very, very long-lasting thing for AEW. I really do.
Yeah. But of course, we all know about the history making with Adam Page. And I'll tell you what, when AEW was coming on the scene and when him and Jericho were battling, I could have swore that Adam Page was going to be the first AEW champion.
I wanted that to happen so bad.
I know, but then Jericho pulled it out, and then next thing you know, we get a little bit of the bubbly and all. And how long did that trend, man? I mean, that was a good trend.
I mean, nobody's given Jericho the credit that he deserves when it comes to a promoter standpoint. And once again, this is my opinion. Jericho's been that guy that has continuously changed his character, developed for the times, overcame the odds. He makes fans eat out of his hand. I don't understand how he does it. I legitimately don't get how he does it.
Yeah.
How can you go from the lion heart of Mexico to the Ayatollah of rock and rolla to, what was it, the Painmaker? Like, how do you do that? Jericho, that's how you do that. The one of the damn goats of this company, of the industry, in my opinion. Like, so it was a great move. But for Paige to have a 3-year storyline build to him winning the title, to Kenny Omega saying that he wasn't worthy enough, that all he was going to be is a tag team wrestler. Oh, I'm going to do this for you, my friend, and we're going to be tag team champ. That build is exactly what wrestling missing today.
Yeah, exactly. It's something that I was excited for the win too. I mean, it was great, with the celebration, and Adam Page is a good talent. He's a great talent, and I'm looking forward to see what they're going to have in store for him. Who they're going to, are they, they're going to let Omega come back and do the try to pull a, challenge again or get a rematch clause, or do they just move on? And who would they move on to?
One of the matches that I'm going to answer your question, I think. Okay. So this is why I'm interrupting you. This week on AEW, the Dark Order and Page were out there hanging out, celebrating, all that kind of stuff, right?
Right.
Mr. Bryan Danielson's music hits. Now, I'm not ever going to agree with Jim Cornette until right now. Okay? Jim Cornette and I don't see eye to eye on things. He's a legend and a great mind of the industry, and I respect his views and what he brings to the table. I agree 100% with him when he says Daniel Bryan and Miro's match was hands down one of the best matches on the card. He said the Miro that we saw is the Miro that we've always should have been seeing at Full Gear. 100% agree. The one downfall of that match was the lackluster finish with the DDT up the top rope. But with that being said, Daniel Bryan's now the number one contender for the AEW title, right?
Right.
The promo that Daniel Bryan did, you saw him kind of do a heelish promo, okay?
Yeah.
And making fun of Adam Page's I'm not ready kind of stuff, or all my excuses, all this kind of stuff. I really hope, this is just me sidearm booking, okay?
Here we go.
If they make Daniel Bryan into this heel where he's so fed up with all these wrestlers taking time off in AEW or doing this or not wrestling all the time, and he's wrestling every night, Friday, Wednesday, pay-per-views, you name it, Daniel Bryan's wrestling. And he goes, I thought I left the world of part-timers. I'm telling you right now, you have the groundworks of just something magical within the AEW.
Yeah.
But Daniel Bryan's the next pool.
Bryan Danielson will be the next in line.
Bryan Danielson. Yeah, I got his name wrong, didn't I? Damn.
It's all right. It's all right. You got that WWE effect. You watch too much of it. But no, I get you, brother. But no, that's gonna be a stellar match as well.
It's gonna be killer.
Shoot. So as much as we've been talking about WWE, we've been kind of downing them a lot tonight. But Survivor Series is this Sunday.
Correct.
And is there any match that's sticking out to you that you think it's either going to be excellent, one that's going to suck, or?
So I'm always been a fan of the Survivor Series 5-on-5 match. So
right.
I'm kind of excited about that, even though I feel like this Survivor Series, it's kind of like the weakest that it's ever looked in a long time when it comes to the competitors. But I'm really stoked for Big E versus Roman Reigns.
Yeah. I hope they live to the hype, but I don't think they're gonna get. I don't think Big E is gonna go over on Roman though. I think Roman.
Oh hell no.
No.
And I'm also like we were talking storylines and news and stuff. I'm kind of excited for the rematch of Becky Lynch versus the Charlotte Flair. After all the drama that's been going on backstage with those two, and how Becky Lynch just came out and said in a podcast or I don't know what it was exactly, but the link's up on We Talk Wrestling. I know that much. But talking about how she blew up on her in the backstage, but she had to go out, and how she told them that she was going to throw the belt at her. Like she knew that she was going to do shitty stuff to Becky and try to make her look like a fool. I have a feeling that possibly we're going to see that feud is going to be the catalyst to Charlotte's possible demise in the company and walking away. Like I honestly, this is 100% how I feel about it.
Oh. Well, you think Becky's going to go over on the match then? And,
100%.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of see that too. So, I don't know. They've got, what was it? Shinsuke versus Damian Priest. That has the potential to be an okay match, I would think. But like I said, nothing's really sticking out at me, for this one. And
that's WWE for you now. Is nothing feels big. Nothing ever feels big.
Yeah. No, I hear you.
You don't have to. I haven't watched SmackDown, and SmackDown's fucking amazing in my opinion. But I haven't watched SmackDown on a regular basis in let's say 4 to 5 weeks. I tuned in last week and I knew everything was going on. I didn't feel the need to go back. When I missed 3 weeks of AEW because just my scheduling was not allowing me to sit down and watch it, and I just totally forgot about it altogether, and I watched it, I still got caught up, but I still was eager to go back. The same with the Impact. When I missed 2 weeks of Impact, when I sat down and watched it, the week I got to, I had to go back and watch the rest because I was eager to see what led up to the point what I was watching at that point. WWE does not make me feel that way.
Yeah. Yeah, I get you. I know. It's just there's nothing really intriguing. There's no really true gritty storyline or nothing that's making me want to go see anything. I mean, it's just it's the whole thing of champion versus champion, from different brands. It's like a bragging count of who's going to get. Remember when they used to have the brand when they involved NXT and the NXT was dominant in that Survivor Series?
Oh, that was beautiful. And the whole rumor has that is, and I just found this out. Somebody said it in We Talk Wrestling about how it happened once where they came up to SmackDown and started attacking and stuff right before Survivor Series, right? And it was because they got stuck over there in Saudi Arabia. So they didn't have their talent, so they had to pull somebody, and they pulled the NXT people. But once again, that just shows you Triple H knew what he was doing and understood with the NXT roster and stuff and the fan base that was one of the highest rated episodes on SmackDown. Was
yeah, I know, but yet the way they were building NXT back then, that we want to erase that history, right? The black and gold brand, that's bye. And now here comes the freaking Tutti Frutti brand now. And
oh, yes.
Yeah.
The Gumball Express.
The Gumball Express. Right. Yeah. Another bunch of fruity pebbles just going all over the place. Oh, my God.
And right here. What he said. It says Facebook user to me.
Yeah, to me too. No building up a Survivor Series match. No building up, really.
There's no builds to the pay-per-views at all. You give me no reason. I mean, and one thing that AEW does spectacular, and I hope to see more companies do this. 4 big pay-per-views. 4. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all you need. That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
When you have a pay-per-view every week, every month, and they mean nothing, it's another TV show. That's it. That's all it is.
Yeah, that's all it is, really. So, well, yeah. So here's another thing that that I've kind of wanted to kind of throw in here, because we've kind of talked about who would you have in your Mount Rushmore, which it's who would you have in which four wrestlers would you have in your Mount Rushmore, but here's another one I want to propose, as me being an old school guy. If you had to pick between a pay-per-view, which pay-per-view would you pick? Survivor Series or Starrcade? And so that's what I'm talking about. Survivor Series. Now, of course, they're both unique in their own ways. Starrcade's got some great pay-per-views, though. If you're looking for just knockdown, drag out, grueling professional wrestling, you've got it. It just all depends what you want. Do you want to see a whole series of matches on 5-on-5, or do you want the whole buildup of? And basically, Starrcade was NWA's their biggest pay-per-view, kind of
it was their WrestleMania.
Yeah, basically their WrestleMania. So tell you one Starrcade I just watched recently was Starrcade '86, the Night of the Skywalkers. That scaffold match between
the scaffolding match. That's what I was just had in my head right there was that. And I didn't see that pay-per-view because that's the year I was born, was '86. So I didn't see that pay-per-view until I was like, I want to say 16 is when I got the Starrcade DVD pack.
Yeah.
You remember that thing that WWE put out? And I fell in love with it.
Yeah.
So, I remember watching Starrcade in WCW and stuff, but,
right.
That scaffolding match, dude, is something that, I automatically associate with Starrcade. I think I'm going to have to go Starrcade. I really do. I'm, actually, debating this because, you got Undertaker's debut at Survivor Series.
Yeah,
you have
that's true.
The Rock's debut at Survivor Series. If I'm not mistaken, didn't the Shield debut at Starrcade too? Survivor Series too?
They did. Yeah, it was 2012. They debuted.
So you had some of the greatest debuts of wrestlers of all time at Survivor Series.
Yeah,
I still think I've got to go Starrcade, dude. I really do. There was just something about it, and I'm an NWA WCW kid, so that's where my wrestling love came from, was watching those promos, those matches. So I think I'm going to go Starrcade 100%.
Right. Yeah. I would have to. Because I got a little personal investment of that myself, because Starrcade was actually my first ever wrestling pay-per-view that I attended live, and I was at Starrcade 90, a collision course that was here when the Kiel Auditorium was still up and running in St. Louis. And they actually had the pay-per-view there when Luger regained the U.S. title from Stan Hansen in a strap match.
Yes, I forgot all about that match. God damn, I miss watching Stan Hansen. I'm gonna have to go back and watch some Stan Hansen. I've been watching Brody Lee stuff.
Yep.
Oh, Luke Harper.
Yeah. Now, Mr. Parker here. Sting did debut a Survivor Series for WWE. Yes, at St. Louis at Survivor Series 2014. Yes, that's true.
My first pay-per-view was Judgment Day, just so you know.
Oh, that was your last pay-per-view?
That was my first pay-per-view ever going to.
Oh, your first, right.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. And that was spectacular. That was the big thing was Ric Flair it was Sting versus the Black Scorpion for the World Heavyweight Championship with special guest referee or / ring enforcer Dick the Bruiser. That was in there.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was. I forgot about that. Didn't Surfer Sting also face Mick Foley in a hardcore match once? It was Cactus Jack at Starrcade. Didn't they have like a big draw out, blow up feud there? Because that's one of my favorite feuds of WCW, NWA, or because I think it was in the transition into WCW.
Yeah, that had to been maybe possibly 91 or 92. I would have to kind of research Sting versus Cactus Jack.
That's legitimately one of my favorite feuds of all time is the Sting Cactus Jack feud.
And that's when Foley was still pretty fresh into the business, and he's bumping on concrete like it's nothing. That's insane.
And that feud was so beautiful, beautiful feud, and I'm pretty sure that was Starrcade. Hold on, I'm gonna have to look this up now. We're
yeah. Let's see. No, I mean, let's see. Also on Starrcade 92, they had that Pat O'Connor Invitational tournament where they actually had like different countries that like different teams that represented different countries. It was like an 8-team tournament that one night. And of course, Steiner's ended up winning it. They were the number 1 seed. They're from the U.S. Of course, they won the big trophy. Let's see. It was Arn Anderson and Barry Windham versus Doom in a street fight for the tag titles. That was a battle. There were some other notables there. Like Michael Wall Street and I had to go down the list kind of. I'm like, yeah, but I remember Beautiful Bobby and the Z-Man kicked it off too. And that was a good match.
So it was Beach Blast 92 was Sting versus
Cactus Jack.
I'm actually watching WCW right now as we're talking, like it's going on in the background. World War III to be exact. I don't know what year.
World War III, right? Well, that 3-ring battle royal. Oh my lord!
1996 is World War III.
Yeah. Yep. So, yeah, I mean, shoot, freaking, my gosh, that is insane.
By the way, just since we're still talking about releases.
Oh God, here we go again. Breaking news.
Jackson Riker has been released from contract. Whoop-de-doo-dah. This one makes me sad.
I got one for that.
Who the hell cares?
This one makes me sad, but it also makes me relieved because the guy has so much talent and WWE just wasn't using him at all. Shane Thorne or Slapjack.
Oh, Jesus, right. Well, they broke up TM61 in NXT, same thing with T-Bar. What was it, Drazen Djokovic or something like that? That's who T-Bar is now?
Yeah, T-Bar. T-Bar and Mace got broke up. And that sucks because those guys, I mean, those are two guys that could have been, let's say, a new Legion of Doom or something. Like, they could have probably filled some type of role like that. I'm not saying they would have ever been those guys. Hell no. But they don't. But then again, I don't understand WWE. Like, this is not me being a mark. This is not me being. I truly believe I could run a better company than Vince McMahon when it comes to telling a story, giving wrestlers their opportunities. I truly believe I have a better mindset right now than Vince McMahon does, and I know nothing. Yeah. I just I sit in my basement of my wife's house, like I said that right, my wife's house, and talk wrestling.
Shoot. I wouldn't even let Vince pick my kickball team, man. The dude's
I don't get it, man. I don't. Fuck John Laurinaitis. Bruce Pritchard can go the fuck away for all I care now. And I used to be a fan of that man. But these guys are not guiding him in any way. Like, god dang it, dude.
Yeah, Mikey could do a better job than Vince at this point.
Like,
yeah.
I know.
That's crazy. Yeah, a monkey could do better than Vince at this point. But it happened to be. I think I have an idea what you're talking about.
What?
I really do. As far as the monkey, Could it be the monkey that's on this poster?
Yes.
It could be the monkey on this poster. I'm gonna run WWE for you tonight, but
I'd rather see a drunken monkey run WWE.
oh my god, it's too funny.
And the worst part about it, and the worst part about it is, like other people have said and everything else, WWE is going to make money just because it's WWE.
Yeah.
Like, I don't get it, Ruby. I don't get it.
Like I said, I got it too. Their ratings are dropping. Here's the real problem, guys. Here's the real problem with WWE. The real problem is you're controlling your talent, your new talent, too much. You can't let them develop. You can't let them develop any character. You give them like something to go off of. You give them a script, and you hope that their part in the play makes you some money. That's what it feels like. It's a big freaking stage production where they're putting their bodies on the line, and yet, you're even controlling that too. You're training them. They get the best in training. They get the most awesome, hard-grueling training in that performance center, and then they go and they program these guys literally with a script. Why?
And it's just as bad, like guys like Xavier Woods, who have, with their bare hands, I don't know if you saw this, actually.
I think I have an idea where you're going.
He came up with the idea, put the idea out there himself, then sold the idea to WWE, and then gets none of the benefits of up, up, down, down, and that's one of his passions. It's been one of his passions. Look at guys like Zack Ryder, and everybody can have their opinion about Zack Ryder, and go ahead, I don't care. I've been a woo-woo fan from pretty much day one on him. The guy was talented. Did he have a kind of a corny? Damn right he did, but it worked for him. Like, he worked it really well. Was it going to be more than a mid-card person? No, but he could have been a damn good mid-card wrestler for them and a damn good fucking talent in that world. He made a YouTube channel by himself with his dad's help. Okay, that was weird.
Yeah,
but with his dad's help.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
Got himself over with the fans.
Right.
And then nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. Yeah, nothing. So far, we've about four or five of us here have been voted for Starrcade, and we got one who picked Old School Survivor Series because the storylines continue after the pay-per-view. So,
I can agree with that. Yeah. Okay. If we're going, 96 and later, I'm in.
Or even 80s, where we're talking even like 80, 87, when it first started in 87, they were still continuing the storylines after then.
Well, yeah. I mean, 96 is, I think, where it just became like another pay-per-view to them.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. I think my favorite Survivor Series, though, probably has to be like a Survivor Series 89. There's a lot of good teams on that.
I mean, but that's when they had more. Now it's just the one, two, because the females get their own Survivor Series team. But
yeah,
eventually turned into just one Survivor Series team, and then it was like, putting this person. I've never believed the WWE, not the WWE, the SmackDown versus Raw bullshit they've tried to put. Like, there's no animosity between those two TV shows. Like, stop it. Stop.
Yeah.
I'm not that dumb, Vince.
We're the superior brand. No, we're the superior brand. Got news for you. None of y'all, because y'all releasing people as we speak, going into Sunday.
Dude, we got the benefit of the deal on this one. I'm just saying.
It's like, and with the Old School Survivor Series, though, I will say this, though. They worked about 6 weeks even before the pay-per-view started, gathering teams together, and then they even had the teams go after one another. Remember the whole Survivor Series showdown where they chose like one member of a team to go against another member of a team in a singles match,
right?
And then And then sometimes even like the whole team would come down even after like if there's like a double DQ, and then like everybody gets in there and then they're fighting, and it's
the one thing about the old school Survivor Series I miss is when like the heel was trying to like before it got away from the heel versus babyface stuff. What that user just said, but when like when it literally became the Raw versus SmackDown thing, when like the heel became the captain of Raw or the captain of SmackDown, and he's trying to like gather the people, his troops, and like who he's gonna pick and stuff, and like nobody wants to be his partner.
right.
I miss that kind of stuff though. Like, bring back some of that shit. That would don't make it where like WWE just says, "Well, here's the Survivor Series teams." Why is those the Survivor Series teams? Like even when back in the late ones, at least you understood why they were all together.
Yeah, I mean, you found a way to, there's reasons for it. Like you said, they built storylines, and it wasn't just for like one, because there was like maybe like four or five Survivor Series matches that were there, and there were each one of those teams had storyline. Each one of those matches had storylines,
right,
going into it. Of course, different tier of talents and everything else, but it
wasn't one of them like Hulk Hogan versus like Ted DiBiase's team kind of thing? But am I right? All right, am I thinking wrong on that?
I mean, it could have been like the dream, like the Dream Team, or like the captained by Dusty Rhodes versus the $1 Million Team, by Ted DiBiase. Yeah. I have to kind of do a whole thing with Survivor Series '89 because now I'm intrigued. Because, like I said,
dude, I'm looking it up.
I feel like I can't remember all of it. Oh my gosh! Yeah, here we go. Oh yeah, and then that was the whole era of rugged Ronnie Garvin too. Here is this. Oh gosh, I can't even see it. Oh, you jerks! Come on. Here we go. Well, I can't really see. It was the Dream Team versus. No, it was the Dream Team defeated the Enforcers. On the Dream Team was Dusty Rhodes, Brutus the Barber Beefcake, the Red Rooster, good lord, and Tito Santana, defeating the Enforcers of Big Boss Man, Bad News Brown, Rick Martel, and the Honky Tonk Man.
My buddy made a joke about Terry Taylor today.
Really?
I don't remember what it was, or I'd tell you because I can't remember, but it was funny as hell. I do remember that part.
Let's see, and then we had the King's Court, which is headed by Macho King Randy Savage. Then you had Earthquake, Dino Bravo, and Greg the Hammer Valentine. They defeated the 4x4s, which is captained by Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Bret the Hitman Hart, Rugged Ronnie Garvin, and the Mighty Hercules. And let's see. Apparently there was like a pre-show match or something with Boris Zukov defeating Paul and Roma. So, yeah. I guess that was the warm-up to get the crowd. Yeah, get the crowd riled up there. Okay, sure. And then, whatever. So the Hulkamaniacs.
Oh, the All-Americans. 1993, the All-Americans. Lex Luger, The Undertaker, the Steiner brothers versus the foreign faction. Crush. The Quebecians? God damn.
The Quebecians? You mean the Quebecers?
Yeah, the Quebecers. My bad. I said it wrong. Read it wrong.
I was like, who calls anybody the Quebecians? What the hell?
I mean, they're goofy as fuck in the way. Leave me alone.
Oh my gosh. Oh,
I remember that match. Shawn Michaels versus Sid for the WWE title. I mean, the WWF title, 96 Survivor Series.
Yeah.
That was a killer match. That was a killer match, actually. And I'm not even a Shawn Michaels fan.
Yeah, well. Sure, let's see that. The All-Americans. Yeah, I'm trying. Survivor Series wasn't like the entire Hearts involved in that too?
I think so. One of them.
Yeah,
it's not giving me a full breakdown.
Where, Brett was like, no, Owen was the only one eliminated, and they all like it was like they won with like 3 remaining members, and then Owen came back out there and started causing havoc and shoving Brett and everything.
Well, yeah, because that's the start to their feud, wasn't it? Like it was the start to their dissension.
Right.
Oh, don't forget about this one, 2003, Goldberg versus Triple H for the WWE, the WCW, well, it would have been the world title at that time.
Who the hell cares?
Good Lord, come on. And oh my God,
that was a good one. For the later ones, the 2001 when it was Team WWF versus Team Alliance.
Oh, 2001, yes,
that was a good one.
Boy, man, they missed a huge opportunity there. They could have dragged this out longer than 5 months with this whole alliance. Oh my God, they totally dropped the ball on it. I mean, to only go for 5 months, I was hoping they would go at least a year on it. At least a year. And
it could have easily went 2.
Yeah.
But no, they had to rush right through it. And even everybody makes an excuse for that too. They're like, oh, they had no talent. They had no talent. Like all the big contract guys wanted to sit at home. Dude, you had Diamond Dallas Page. You had Booker T. You had so many amazing WCW guys that like legit WCW guys cared about, like the fans. And you did nothing with it in progression. You did nothing to build up Chris Kanyon. You did nothing to like, and then having Stone Cold shift was a great idea. Like it was a great idea to have that happen. I'm so disappointed in all that.
Oh yeah. I mean, I was kind of ticked that they killed it immediately. And it's like, why was the whole rush to kill something like that with that invasion angle? And we started seeing like DDP invade King of the Ring. And it's like, holy crap. Now that was a pop. You didn't really know what was going on with that at all. I mean, you'd have to be really down and dirty in the dirt sheet to know something like that was happening. It wasn't really that well known on the internet. So it's to have DDP up there like that, dude, that was something else.
It was a very missed opportunity in all rights.
Absolutely, I believe it. Absolutely. So, oh my goodness. So it looks like we got another one for Starrcade as well. So, I think we kind of soiled our audience tonight on WWE stuff, but we're getting something across the pipeline as we're talking tonight with releases. And it's not due to budget cuts; it's due to you can't make.
It's just poor management. Yeah, it's just poor management style.
Poor management. Yeah, but we're going to keep Brock Lesnar's $12 million a year contract. Then he barely appears for, which apparently now, I don't know. Have you heard anything about Brock Lesnar running for office in either where he's living?
Oh, okay. Like Brock Lesnar become president? What the fuck?
No, I'm talking like, I don't know if it's like governor. I don't know if it's for like Senate seat or something,
Seriously?
I don't know. I think it almost sounds like it's kind of like a kayfabe news or headline or something like that.
I will be digging into this as soon as we get off it. Like, you know what? Screw it.
Yeah, I had to go say something here, but my point is this: as you're looking, why do you give a guy $12 million who doesn't appear that much for WWE, and yet why does he demand all this money? I mean, it's not really fair to everybody else. And this is why you can't make budget to these guys that are not even making that much. So they're cutting all the small change guys out, and they don't want to release anybody else. So here we go. So yeah, we'll advertise again as he's looking it up. IWA Productions on November 27th. They're going to continue that tradition with Survivor Series style match 5-on-5 down in Mount Vernon, Illinois for that Saturday, November 27th. It's Devastation Incorporated versus the DR Party, which is I thought it was Richard Douglas. I don't know. I don't want to say the other word, but nobody wants more dick.
The Dicks.
So, oh,
you remember that tag team, the Dicks?
Oh yeah, the two Dicks were also in action on the TV taping as well. So yeah, just
it looks like he is just wanting to do more farmer work, according to when was this?
Dexter Roswell, thank you. So it's Dexter
That's
Roswell.
2020. That's not even fucking relevant. Never mind.
Yeah, get 2020 out of here. 2021 is not that. Well, 2021 is definitely better than 2020. I'll tell you that. At least we've got up to do something this year, right? Yeah, and then of course also on December 3rd, that's actually for Alton, Illinois for PWE. That's the tribute show for Izzy Blackwell, and then of course coming back on December 4th as well. And I also think IEW is also on December 4th as well in Granite City at the Knights of Columbus.
During the Izzy show?
The Izzy Blackwell tribute show is on December 3rd in Alton.
Okay, because I know like Doug and what's his name?
Douglas O'Shea is going to be
facing
Tommy Davis.
No, is that who it is?
I don't know. I don't know who he's. I'd have to go and research or even ask.
I can't remember now. I'm not seeing anything about him running for office.
Yeah, that had to have been a crap. That had to have been a crap headline, I'm sure. So,
yeah,
I'm like
Governor Brock Lesnar.
I was like, please cut your hair before you do anything.
No, he has to keep the ponytail. He has to keep the ponytail.
It looks like
I will move to Michigan. Right? He's in Michigan.
I thought he was in Minnesota. I thought he lived in Saskatchewan. I thought he was a Canadian native now. He moved out of Minnesota and moved to Saskatchewan, I thought.
I don't know. I know Edge and him live just down the road from each other.
Right.
I remember reading that.
There you go. It's Douglas O'Shea versus Dick Brody. Dick Brody's coming out of retirement to work. I knew
it was. I couldn't. I just wasn't thinking. Zmiz's brain does not work functionally much anymore when it comes. I'm going 30 different ways trying to do things.
Right. I hear you.
I'm currently in the process of making a teaser trailer, just so you know, for We Talk Wrestling's hopeful podcast where we sit down and basically do this. It's, since you and I are going to have our great local wrestlers come on here and visit with us.
Right.
I want us to have another thing where it's kind of just this sit down talk about what's going on in the week and everything. And I don't think I'm going to do it every week though.
Right. Yeah. I hear you. I hear you though. Sometimes it's a weekly podcast. Sometimes it's whenever you can. And, hey, we'll work it out one way or the other. Damian Blade versus Nasty Juan Sanchez. Dirty Sanchez.
Nasty Juan. That dirty little dude. Like, I've been around him too many times, and he has just left me too many nasty boxes for my liking. Ugh. That grody. Ooh.
Yeah. Well. And then also Madman Pondo will make an appearance on the show. So
I really miss Izzy. I wanted to text him the other day about something I was reading. I can't remember what the hell I was reading, but I was reading something. And him and I always had great conversations about like our different views on professional wrestling. Because I see things differently than other people, but Izzy was one of those people that never disrespected my view, and it was awesome to have a conversation. He kind of reminds me of how you and I have different opinions on things, but he allowed me to have my opinion and heard my side of it, and it was like, okay. And him and I would, Facebook for like 2 hours together, just messaging back and forth vigorously in like an argument, a typing argument. It was beautiful, and I miss that man for it.
Yeah. Yeah, me and Izzy, me and Izzy had some battles back in the day too, and and then of course when his health was getting bad, and he had to retire, and then having our talks afterwards. I'm going to try and make that show, but I can't really make any guarantees. I really don't know what's going on with my schedule. There's been so many things that's changed in my house this past week. I'm just pooped, just thinking about. Oh yeah, it's Leon Mephisto versus Man Pondo, I believe, on that. So
It's been a great show, and rest easy, Izzy, and we miss you and love you, my friend.
Yeah, absolutely. This is not on the card. This is one of my recently previous guests trying to challenge me out here. I don't know. Yeah, tell the guy to see what we can work with. I don't have a Kentucky license, but of course, as always, such is life. Card is subject to change. Absolutely, absolutely. Card is subject to change. Anything can change. Trust me, I know all about card subject to change. So these next couple of weeks are gonna be kind of trying. At least I don't know, trying for me, but because we know next week, of course, on Thursday is Thanksgiving. We don't know how. I know he was kind of throwing me some heat. I know, Swade, love you, brother. But we're always competitive. But next week being Thanksgiving, if we did a show, would anybody be able to watch it? Or do we pre-record a show and air it?
I say we make a post. We make a post on both We Talk Wrestling and Falls Count Everywhere.
Right.
And if the fans want us to put out a show, we either make one that day, which Thanksgiving's my favorite holiday.
Yeah.
Because it's my time with my family and stuff, and I really take that to pride. I know it's for that way for everybody, but like for me, I don't get to see 95% of my family because they're out of town, and it's the one time of the year that we all come together.
Absolutely. Well, then, shoot. If we do anything, we might have to do something pre-recorded.
I'm always up for pre-recording, and if it's just us shooting the breeze like this and bringing on somebody else to hang out with us, and I'm in. But let's see what our fans want. Like,
oh yeah,
Lily can't join us though. No, I'm just kidding. I love you, Lily.
Yep.
He's one of our diehards. He's here every week with us, and I love that.
Yeah. Yes, then we'll pre-record a show. We'll air it on Thanksgiving. We'll still air it at 8:00. Those of us, it's either we're going to be probably just chilling out watching something on. Oh boy, excuse me, I had a long day. Watching something on the TV, or just kind of relaxing, and hey, why not watch an episode that we pre-record for you? And we had some notions of maybe some subjects we can talk about too, that we won't mention here. But if you do want us to do a show, we'll pull up the polls tomorrow. Let us know. We'll close them on Monday. And if we get any responses, we get strong responses, and we'll see about maybe we'll probably pre-record a show at some point in the week before we get too busy. So, and then the following week, that's going to be really busy for me too, because Wednesday night, December 1st, is Wednesday night show. I don't know. I
can sit here and watch AEW.
Yeah.
And talk to you guys like that.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I don't know. That is the thought. I don't know what, of course. Is anybody really going to hit stores on Wednesday. You know, like some even do like their Black Friday deals even before Thanksgiving. So I don't know.
I'm not one of those people.
I've only done like I've tried to get like bargain deals like at Walmart like probably twice in my lifetime, and trust me, that's all I want to do. I mean, I don't want to do anything else. It's like really, I could try to get something online, see if it's stocked, and I'll just wait till it ships to my house. That's about it.
I've been in the retail industry now for since I was 15, so 20 years.
Yeah.
And I hate Black Friday with a passion. Now I can't say Amy and I, my wife, we had a bad tendency of going after everything settled down, like 8 o'clock to Walmart.
Yeah.
To pick through the movie bins because then they're like $1.
Right. Yeah, but no, we definitely should. We definitely won't be live on the next Thursday, but like I said,
I like this idea of doing possibly like some type of watch along for AEW. Like that could be fun. That could be different.
Okay, and AEW watch along, and hopefully our signals don't cross over,
Right?
Because my signal might lag, your signal might lag. It's like, hey, did you see that? Oh, oh goodness, and also we can do some filler reports on some key subjects too. But you're talking about during the commercial break, as it's something that you can talk about. Yeah, thank you, Lily. Yeah. December 1st, Hall of Fame, St. Louis. Yep. That's going to be on Wednesday, December 1st. That's going to be on the following week. So that's less than 2 weeks. I'm going to have a big match there. I'm going to be tired, come the following day, because that's just going to drain a lot out of me. Competing myself and then just on the edge of my seat to see if SICW is actually going to be home to the NWA World Heavyweight Championship held by Attila Khan. Man,
is it wrong of me to want that? Like, I really kind of want that.
No, I don't want that.
As much as I want Trevor Murdoch to continue, and he hasn't even really got started in his reign. I'm sorry, I want Attila to take it from him. I really do.
He spent 3 months trying to polish it up certain ways, and
Yeah.
No, it's been 2.5 months ago since he's won it, but it's like, hey, if it was the old NWA, title would have been stripped by now. It's like, why aren't you defending this title? And the question is, even if after December 1st, December 4th is Hard Knocks 2 for NWA for their pay-per-view. He's supposed to be facing Mike Knox. And to my knowledge, I don't know if that's been announced as a NWA World Heavyweight Championship match or not.
Well, it's because maybe they fear the great Attila Khan.
Yeah, that just kind of makes me wonder. It's like, do they question? Do they put that in play? And I don't know. There's not a lot of people that's putting too much stock over in NWA in this match with SIC. It seems like it's me, but I'm sorry. You've got to put a stock in a guy like Attila Khan. You've got to know what you possibly might get into if he happens to be victorious and captures the NWA World's Heavyweight Championship. You got to, because then what happens? Trevor Murdoch will still go into the match with Mike Knox, but he'll be 10 pounds lighter if he does, So, man. We just kept rolling on with just so many things here tonight. So many emotions just flying through, releases like crazy. You getting across the feed of reports of releases as we were on the air tonight of 7 people.
I have to say thank you, JBL, my wrestling god, for blessing me with such greatness on this episode. And yes, I said JBL, the wrestling god, because if you don't remember the promo where he calls himself "I'm a wrestling god," and JBL's still one of my favorite heels, and I love watching him. And you know what JBL means, right?
It's not John Bradshaw Layfield, so I don't
know. Just beat a lizard. When he one of my favorite promos, this is way off course, but when they were in Japan doing a Raw, I think it was. No, it was SmackDown. And they were hunting for Big Show and trying to tranquilize him. Orlando Jordan tranked JBL on accident, and then he fights the blow up Godzilla and then strips naked in the ring.
Oh God.
Classic. Oh, it's beautiful. I love JBL. He might be an asshole, but he's a great storyteller. Oh my God. Miss that shit.
Yeah. And Trevor and Attila Khan of trained underneath the same tree with the Great Harley Race. But Attila Khan was known as somebody else previously for many years. And for like the last 3 or 4, he's transformed into another character, this vicious, vile character that no one has been able to touch. And it's crazy. It's crazy here. So I will announce once again, if you're watching on We Talk Wrestling, or even if spread the word, and get our Falls Count Everywhere page to 500 likes, or go to our Falls Count Everywhere YouTube channel, subscribe to it. If we get 100 subscribers or 500 likes, then we're going to see about setting you up here with a chance to win a Wrestling at the Chase book, and we'll give you more details on that. So the deadline for that will be on December 9th to make sure we reach that level. So you've got, 3 weeks? That's 3 weeks. So spread the word, see if we can get our likes up, see if we can get our subscribers up. Then we'll announce on December 9th or not if we reach that goal. If we don't, then who knows? I don't know. We'll think of something fun to do. But, I mean, I don't know if
we'll just reset and redo it, I guess.
Reset and redo it. I mean, I hate to do it, but then we'll figure out what to do. But spread the word. We've got some good stuff here. We've going to have some great stuff coming up. And, hey, remember, this weekend, if you're down in Southwest Missouri, ACW, Mountain Grove, Missouri, and I thought there was maybe another card here too, that was around the area, but I'm not sure. That's why you got to reach out to us here at Falls Count Everywhere if you want your event to be announced. We'll be more than happy to help spread the word. So, hey, what's up, dog?
Oh, yeah. My dog decided to join us.
Hey, what's up, Pooch? Yep.
Say hello to Bandit.
Nothing wrong with that at all. I got three that I love, but I closed the door to my office so they don't interrupt me. And trust me, you heard me try to shoo one out as I'm trying.
I don't know if you heard him upstairs.
I don't think I did.
He's been barking. I'm pretty sure he wants to go out, so I brought him. He was upstairs.
Oh, but shoot. Oh yeah. Well, I'll tell you what.
I don't know where my wife was. So.
Well, I've got nothing else here on my spectrum here. You brought plenty to the table. Hopefully, you guys have been pretty entertained. Hopefully, giving you some insights here tonight of all of our various topics. Hope everybody has a great weekend coming up. But don't forget, we'll post a poll on Falls Count Everywhere's Facebook page, and then, of course, also the We Talk Wrestling page, which we're excited to air again. Once again, and we're going to be doing this every week. So, for the Gem City Mouth Zmiz, I am Rough Cut Rick Ruby. We thank you very much for tuning in here tonight. And tune in to our pages. We'll see what happens next week. And we will see you guys on the flip side. You have a good night and a great rest of your weekend. Thanks again for tuning in to tonight's episode of the Falls Count Everywhere podcast. Don't forget our friends at the following: Outside the Ring STL, the Searcher and Hide podcast, and We Talk Wrestling. The Falls Count Everywhere podcast is an LTX Enterprises production.